Known for his success, talent, and complete mystery, Prince has been known to be one of the greatest artists of all time. I'm One Bad Comic, and this is Vinyl Snacks. What's up, vinyl heads? Welcome to another episode of Vinyl Snacks. I'm your host, One Bad Comic. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today on this episode. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful day. I want to give a big shout out to all my regulars out there commenting, liking, sharing. I truly, truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And if you're new to the channel, what's up, homie? Thank you very much for joining me today. It's pretty much a podcast where I talk a little bit about the records that I have and also a little bit about the artists. Today we're going to be talking about who I consider to be the most talented musical artist of all time, hands down. This guy right here, Prince, and we're going to be talking this album right here, One Night Alone, the after show. It ain't over. It's never over for Prince, baby. It's never, never over. I got lucky enough to, when I was on the road with my boy John Polar Bear Gonzalez, big shout out. I forgot what comedy club we did, but we were in Minnesota. And Prince is from Minnesota. And that's where he had his complex at. Like, it's like a complex, musical complex, recording, video everything, and his house. So he lived there also. And it's this massively huge building. Like, I didn't really realize how big it was till I actually got there. And so we did a tour, because you could do a tour guide through it, and we were like, we gotta go. So we got tickets, we rolled up, we go through the gates. As soon as you roll up, there's like this huge like this I don't know if it's like a statue, but it's like this, it's the symbol of Prince, you know, that purple sign, that thing that goes like that. And it's like right there in the front. It's all purple, dude. There's like all these little purple flowers around. It was so cool to just be like, damn, you just know exactly where you're at as soon as you roll up. And when we went in, they're really private about the tour. So as soon as you go in, they're like, give us your phone. So we had to hand them over our phones, and then they put them in this pouch so you can't open it. So I guess they didn't want us taking pictures or videos of the tour, which, hey, that makes sense, man. You're at Prince's house. You got to be in the moment. You know, you don't want to be on your phone. You just got to really experience how amazing it is to be in a place like that, especially at a place where this guy pretty much called home and spent most of his time. So it was cool to explore his mind a little bit. When you go in there, it's real cool because first it's the lobby, right? Then you get everybody together, and then as you're walking through, the first thing you see are all these platinum albums just all over the wall. And it's just extremely, like, it leaves you in awe. Like, whoa, dude, like, look at how many records this guy was able to make hits out of. Like, it was like, man, like, that's pretty cool. And they're like right there, you know, and they're like the actual ones, and you're like, damn, you just admire that. So I thought that was really neat. And then and another cool thing is, like, throughout the tour, the walls are painted. There's all these paintings of all these different things. There's like a phoenix. There's like a doves. There's a lot of peace stuff. It's all Prince, dude. And he pretty much designed the whole building himself. So it's got his hand all over the place. And I thought that was super cool. And then there was this other one where he had I don't know if it was a phoenix or something in the middle, and it has artists that influenced him before, like people that influenced him, and then it turns into like this fire, and then it transitions, and then it turns into artists that he's influenced. So I was like, damn, like, that's pretty cool. And I guess he's like the fire in the middle, just killing it, you know, just his impact. And he was very self-aware of that. And which we all know. So that's pretty cool. They took us to the first room they took us in was like it's a small room and they have TVs all over the place and they pretty much show you a little bit of history of Prince, like where he came from, what he thought of, all his beliefs, and you just get a glimpse into his thought process and a little bit of where he came from and the history. So you get a little bio video of Prince, and inside of the room are all these guitars that he used in music videos, performances. So they're all surrounding the entire room, and it was just real cool to see all the guitars that he's used throughout the years. And so then they take us out of there. And then they also took us to his office. Like, his office, super cool too. It's like really dim, looks super cool and clean. There's like a lot of cheetah print in there. And it was just cool to just go in there and look at all the things. Like, this is where the business was done. And that was awesome too. They took us to another room, which was like a break room that he had. And it was cool because in the break room, it's just like such a chill. It looks like a regular break room, dude. And it's funny because they would say, like, this is where Prince would, like, if he would be recording and he would come down, he would eat snacks. Like, he would make popcorn and he would just watch games there. And I was just like, damn, like, this is where this guy would hang out, like, just on a regular day, just during a break, which is cool. It's just cool to know, like, oh, wow, it's just like a regular guy. And so that was really neat. As the tour gets on, they take us to more important rooms. They took us to one specific room. They didn't change a lot of the building. There were some things that were changed by the estate, which was the room where he played basketball. There was a basketball court inside of the complex where Prince would play basketball because he was an avid basketball fan. And as we all know, there's some legendary stories about Prince playing basketball, especially the one with Dave Chappelle. If you guys ever get a chance or you haven't seen it, I don't know how you haven't, but make sure you check out Dave Chappelle or Charlie Murphy's Prince story where they would play basketball. So I was like, oh, damn, like this is where they would play basketball. Like, it was so cool. But they actually ended up turning it into like a memorabilia room, I guess. And that specific room is completely dedicated to Purple Rain. So as soon as you walk in, you see Prince's outfit that he used for the album cover. And I was all like, whoa, like that's the suit that he has. And I don't know if you guys know this, maybe some of you do know, but Prince was a really tiny guy. Like, the guy's like it's like a jockey, dude. Like, super, like his little costume looked like a little costume for kids or something. It was just so little. Like, I thought it was so funny, dude. But that was him. And he would design all his costumes, all his outfits. They had like this display of his sketches of ideas for outfits and accessories that he would make himself. And he would use them. So I was like, man, not only was this guy musically inclined, but also a very good designer. I didn't know that he made his own clothes like that. What else was in there? Oh, also the motorcycle from the album is right there in the middle. So that was cool to see. You know, it's all nice and clean. And I was like, man, that's pretty dope. The motorcycle's in there. What else? They also had like a Prince vending machine, dude, which I thought was super cool. The vending machine had like all like Snickers and like, I think it had like Butterfingers. So that was actually a gift from somebody. I don't know who gave it to him, but they said that they gave it to him before he went up on stage, and he wasn't even fazed by the gift, dude. That he just looked at it and was like, oh, thanks, I appreciate it. And he just walked on stage and just murdered it. And it was like, dude, I just gave him a vending machine. So that's the way Prince rolls, man. It's Prince. So that was cool, like a straight up Prince vending machine. I thought that was super cool. Then they took us to inside of this complex, they have a video recording, like a set, pretty much, where you can record scenes. And I think some movies were recorded. I don't know, I could be wrong, but some movies were recorded in there for sure. I want to say Grumpy Old Man. I could be wrong. I don't know why that movie comes out in my head. But they filmed some scenes, and that's how big it was. That movie movie companies would make movies in his complex. So that was real cool. And then in there they have other stuff. They have quotes. They had all these cool things, and it was cool. And at the very end, they played like a concert of Prince. Because they had a stage there and they had like a big screen, and they played Prince like just jamming out, just kicking ass, you know. And towards the end of the tour, you go to another place, and it's a small venue. It's a it's like a bar, but now they sell coffee and stuff like that. And it's just this lounge, real chill spot. Got couches everywhere, and you could just sit and just chill there. And in that venue is probably the most important part of the tour, because that's where Prince would go out and jam out. You know, during those times when Prince was alive, what they would do is they would open up the doors like really late at night. I don't know what kind of announcement they would make, but they would be like, hey, Prince wants to jam out today. And they would open the doors and let people go in for free. So these people would roll out. And Prince was known to play really, really late, like in the early hours of the morning. You're talking about like 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning. So these people would roll up, and it was like pretty much first come, first serve. I don't think you can fit more than 100 people, and there's such a small chill spot. So whoever would get in there, you'd get to see Prince just jam out, and he would make you wait, dude. Like, people would be there from like 11 p.m. and he would not come out until he felt that he was ready. And so he would come out like at 3, 4 in the morning and be like, all right, let's do this. And he would just jam out. He would have some friends come over. A lot of famous people would show up. Madonna, Justin Timberlake would show up. And so they would just jam out, and you never knew who would be there, and you'd be catching this super awesome, close, tight, intimate show with Prince of all people. And they said he would talk to the audience, and it was just him just lounging around, just working out stuff. And I thought that, imagine being in there, how cool would that be? You know what I mean? But yeah, so once the tour ended, I went to the gift shop, and I was like, I gotta get something from here. And lo and behold, they had some records, dude. As soon as I saw the record stuff, I was like, I gotta get a record. So I was snooping, I was just looking around, and I had to get this specific record right here, because this is a live performance from Prince that he recorded in that venue that I was just telling you about, where the little small one. And I was like, oh, like it would just, I got to see what it looks like. And I'm like, now I gotta know how it sounded like. So this is why I specifically chose this record. And it's so cool. It stands apart from all the other records because they're all produced. They're all in the studio. Which, by the way, he also had a studio in there, which was also awesome. I almost forgot to tell you guys. The studio was interesting because it's super nice. It's a really clean studio. And the guide was telling us there was 2 chairs at one of the booths. And we were like, why is there 2 chairs there next where the microphone's at? And what would happen is that Prince was so like intricate with his music that he would be singing and then playing. He would switch over, play the music, go back singing. So he was doing multiple things at once while he was recording. So that's how immensely talented this guy was, doing all these things at once by himself. Then he'd go to the booth and edit and do everything himself. So I was all like, man, imagine, that's just so talented to be able to do that, you know. Also, if you get to do the tour in the studio, they'll actually play a never released song from Prince. Well, it wasn't really a song, it was like a beat that he had. And not gonna lie, we were pretty psyched about that, because we heard the beat, and let me tell you, it was fire. I'm like, man, they gotta release this. It has to get out. But it was cool to know that, you know, we're one of the few people that got to hear it because we got to do the tour. So that was really neat. But yeah, I had to get this album, and it's real cool to just hear Prince so relaxed and just he's just chilling, and he's just going off. He's talking to the audience, and it was just so cool. I think they had some features on here. I think George Clinton is on this, so I guess he showed up and they started jamming out. And the album cover is real cool because it just has him jamming out. That's the stage where the little venue is. It's a really, really tiny venue. So that's the cover there. When you open it, it's pretty much his band, pictures of his band. George Clinton is there also. And that's pretty much it when you open it. Also, there's some credits for who produced it and all that in the middle bottom. So when you close it, in the back is a picture of Prince in under a red light. You just see him all focused and like looking all cool in his suit. And on the other side is just the pretty much the track listings. So I love the first one, Joy in Repetition. I thought that was real cool because that's what really sets it off, and that one has George Clinton on it.
What's really neat about this record,
all these
once
songs
you
were
bring
so
out the
cool
actual
to hear. Record, it's a purple record, dude, and it's got like a, it's like a, I don't know if you guys could see it, but it's like a mix, like a color mix. It's like a glaze or something like that. So it's purple, but I guess if you put it to the light, you can actually see the different colors that were mixed into the record. So it's not all straight black, or I mean purple. So I thought that was really, really neat. A purple record because it's Prince. So I really wanted to just mostly talk today about my experience at the tour that I had at Prince's Complex. So I thought I'd share that information with you, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I guess I'll let you go, guys. Again, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of Vinyl Snacks, baby. Peace!